And welcome back to Wembley Arena, where tonight we saw the professional debut of Britain's Olympic gold medal winning boxer Audley Harrison. You probably read a great deal about the pre-fight hype. His opponent, Mike Middleton, was a fall guy, and Harrison himself was deluding himself if he believed he could become world champion inside 5 years. Well, this was his first test on the long road towards achieving that goal, and this is what happened.
I spoke to you both in the dressing room, boys. Great when I tell you to. Defend yourself at all times. Shake hands, boys. Good luck. Good luck, mates.
Well, final words from one of the most experienced referees in the business. This is scheduled for 6 3-minute rounds. Marvin Hagler, can you ever remember any novice professional making an entrance like that?
No, but I remember when I fought here in Wembley 21 years ago, when the lights went out, and when Alimenta came out, it was a scary type of feeling. This is the right thing that I think that Middleton is doing, is going out there and get the butterflies right out the way.
A good solid left hand from the Olympic champion. All that is past the head. Guard is off, the vest is off, the big gloves are gone. This is the real business, and everything that he achieved as an amateur he'll have to put behind him, and what a good left hand that was. Middleton has taken a couple of good solid shots from the man to whom he's conceding over 2.5 stones in weight, 3 or 4 inches in reach.
Well, you know, it's going to be a big difference here seeing him fight professional and not as an amateur. But sometimes you carry your amateur status, but now you can take your time a little bit more and put your punches together better as a professional.
Well, he's got him for the 3rd time with a left and a 4th, and this may not go past the opening minute. Middleton has taken a couple of hard shots. Well, you can only beat what's put in front of you. Middleton is in front of him, and Harrison is going about it the right way.
Exactly. You know, we don't need no more big upsets here, do we? But Middleton is just like Leon Spinks. Like I said, he's got nothing to lose. He got no money. This is a great opportunity for him. Can you imagine? We don't need another upset here tonight.
And as you said to me not too long ago, that if a man is on the canvas, he can't hurt you. Well, Harrison has started in splendid style. Good variation. He's got him again with that left. That's left number 6. Middleton, well, a decent club fighter, a decent journeyman, as we would say in this part of the world, has felt the power of a man who is 2.5 stones heavier and is so determined. Harrison needs this win. He'll take it whatever way he can get it. Middleton, no doubt, will take the money no matter how it comes. Dave Paris has taken Middleton back across to his corner. Jim McLaughlin is in there. I think the gum shield just came out. Middleton will be glad of the little breather.
Well, you can see, I can see that Harrison is concentrating just on the jab. Right hand, hook, nice left hook to the body.
Well, he's towering over, he really is towering over his opponent, and that left hand has been a terrific force. That's the hand he hurt in Sydney, and he boxed all the way through the quarter and the semi-final. And at one stage, had he failed a medical, he wouldn't have been allowed to box in the final, but he came through, he won the gold, Britain's first for 32 years, and he started again. Middleton is wobbling.
Well, you know what Middleton is doing? He's backing up so that Audley really can't catch him with a good solid shot.
Oh, he's got him to the ribs, and he's got him with a left. Middleton's in all sorts of trouble. It's all over in the first. It looks like job done. The fight has gone to 6, it's gone to 7, it's gone to 8. Middleton's got up, and Dave Paris has looked at him and said, don't be silly. Middleton's saying, I can go on. Dave Paris knows his business better than anyone, and Audley Harrison has started his professional business, perhaps not better than anyone might have said, but as well as we can be expected.
He's very disappointed, Harrison. He wanted to show the crowd his hometown, the homecoming, and he didn't really get that opportunity. For me, Middleton, myself, was just looking for a place to lay down. As I said, you know, just getting in the ring, that first fight, it's extraordinary.
Well, Middleton came out and he did what we thought he would do a little bit longer. He threw a decent right hand, which Harrison may have been susceptible to, but after that, it was one-way traffic, Marvin.
Well, I'm really surprised that he showed up.
What a terrific performance by Harrison, irrespective of the opponent. And obviously people will say, well, Middleton wasn't up to the job, and of course he wasn't, but Harrison was up to the job. What a terrific finish that was. A series of stunning left hands, and then he moved into the body with the right, and that was it all over. Harrison, I think, will be hugely disappointed that Middleton didn't put up more of a contest, but here's how it finished.
Well, you know, this is what I was saying. Middleton was trying to go backwards to take the pressure off of those straight right-hand shots. But the shot to me I didn't see a real clean shot there, a good right hand the way that I was expecting. You know, just to
Well, there's the ref cam. Middleton protesting that he's fit to continue. The eyes are glazed, the nose is bloody, the spirit has been broken, and Audley Harrison, cool as the proverbial cucumber, has put the glasses back on. Thel Torrance and Kenny Kroom will be pleased with that. They might have liked 2 or 3 more rounds, but I'll tell you something, Marvin Hagler, we'll see more rounds from Audley Harrison, but I don't think we'll ever see Mike Middleton here again.
Well, I think you got to bring in better opponents now. That's what we need now for Harrison, to get him better condition, get him more sharper, and get him prepared for that World Championship fight, the same way like with Lennox Lewis.
Well, I think it's a question, as far as Harrison was concerned, of job done. Towering over his opponent, the accuracy of that shot, the southpaw right followed by the left. Middleton really in no position to defend himself, and that solid right followed by another to the body, and a little clipping left hand really finished it off. Middleton completely defensive, a gallant swing, but that was simply a reflex reaction. Dave Parris did the right thing. Audley Harrison has won this in terrific style. A mediocre opponent backed up in his corner, nowhere to go.
Many congratulations. What's your reaction?
Yeah, I'm just glad to get in there. That's my, obviously my first contest. Felt good. I felt good. I wish there was more of it. I was doing what my corner wanted me to do. Popping a jab. When he came in, there was no success there. The body shots around the outside were working. Quite happy.
All over and around. What can you possibly have learned?
I learned a lot. This is a big occasion for boxing. This is a big occasion for the BBC. It's a big occasion for myself. And it takes, a lot of mental fortitude to go in there and focus on the task at hand. There's been distractions this week, but I've shown I'm able to focus on what I have to do. And there's a lot of learnt. It's my professional debut. I've gone in there, I've performed to my potential, and I've got a first-round KO. So lots to take away, still lots to learn, long way to go, but so far so good.
Yeah. Now, I'll ask you about the distractions in just a moment, but let me ask you about the opponent.
Yeah.
It was a good win for you, but you were on a bit of a hidington. I think there's a lot of people probably write in the press that you fought a no-hoper.
Well, what the press have got to realise, and I know boxing fans throughout the country realise, that Audley Harrison is an Olympic champion, but that is as an amateur. Now I'm turning professional, I'm right at the bottom of the scale, and I need to learn. And the only way I'm going to learn, obviously, if I fight the best of the best straight away, I'm going to be out of my depth. Manchester United tried to win the European Championships 4 or 5 times before they actually got there. So it's going to take time, and they need to be patient with me, which I know they are, and the British press needs to be patient. I'm topping the bill, it doesn't matter. If I was boxing in a small York Hall, I'd have still been criticised for the opponent. But the bottom line is we're going to roll on, we're in control of our destiny, and like I said, in the overall scheme of things, Mike Middleton's not important. It's a win. We move on to the next phase.
Okay, let me ask you about the distractions beforehand. Now, he almost refused to come out. Lawyers were talking and arguing about his purse.
That was never the case. He was always coming out. He was always coming out as far as I was aware.
Yeah, well, I was actually standing outside the dressing room door, and let me tell you what I saw. The lawyers were saying that he possibly wouldn't come out. Now, was that getting through to you?
No, I mean, the team around me, they've kept it from me. But it's like I've just been focusing on what I had to do, which is in the ring. And they leave out. The bottom line is Mike Middleton was always going to fight. There's been a dispute, but that's the way of life, Gary. We have disputes, but we resolve them in a nice, amicable manner.
Will it be amicable? Because
it's over now. He's come into the ring. Obviously, if he's got into the ring, he's flown over it and he's just fought me. Obviously, it's been resolved, or it will be resolved.
Will be is possibly the key word, because he says that you owe him 21% of the television fee. Now, are you going to pay that?
Well, really, that's not to discuss here and now. That's not something to discuss now. What's important is I've had a victory. All the fans who have turned up for me, I want to say thank you to all the fans who've turned up. It's been a great occasion for me, for sport, for BBC, and that's the important thing to focus on. The other things, what you want to discuss, we'll save them for a rainy day.
Yeah, I appreciate, and I don't want to sort of sour a big night for you, but what went on with him and the purse and everything wasn't really great for you, was it? I know it's been a good night, but it wasn't great for you.
No, I mean, at the end of the day, Gary, what you've got to realise is when two people do an interaction, there is always sometimes, I mean, have you ever been in a situation where you've always been happy about what someone's offering you? So that situation always arises, and we're professional people, and we do it in a professional manner, which is why Mike Middleton came into the ring tonight.
All right, good performance, well done, thank you. Mike, commiserations, what was your verdict?
He's, I went in there an angry man, and I think that caused me to lose focus a little bit. And I usually don't do that, and I probably should have tried to stick to my game plan, but I was kind of a little, like I said, an angry man. I was looking and thinking of I felt like I was I tried to be cheated, and it affected me more than I thought it would.
He landed with some big punches, didn't he? You've been in with a few tough guys. Overall, how would you rate him?
He's all right. I mean, it's not. I've been hit. You know, he got me with that last left hand. What he did good was his footwork. He managed to get me in the corner and cut me off and force me to go into his left hand so that I couldn't slide out to his right and I slid into his power and he caught me.
You're a student of the boxing game. You follow the sport closely. Honestly, how far do you think he can go?
Right now, I think that's up to him and his team. He's got the tools, the size. But as far as, you know, I can't make an assessment on that after his first pro fight.
One final question to you. There was controversy beforehand about the purse and perhaps you're not getting all the money that you were owed. Just tell us the latest on that.
That's it's all been straightened out, and I'm happy with everything, so.
Thanks for talking to us.
You bet, Gary.
Well, yeah, you can only beat what's put in front of you, but how much did we actually learn tonight, Marvin?
I thought we learned a lot. I think that we've seen a future champion. You know, it's just that his opponent wasn't that great as we expected, but still, just climbing through those ropes is enough, you know.
Was it dissatisfying for you, Harry, that?
Well, of course, it was dissatisfying for everybody, including, I think, Audley Harrison. I suppose the only chap who wasn't too dissatisfied was the opponent, who I was a bit disappointed in Middleton, because I honestly thought he would come and try very hard. But having said that, he was totally outclassed in every way. I mean, he was physically not big enough, and he couldn't match anything that Audley had to offer. What was really impressive was the way that Audley overcame what must have been a traumatic evening for him, and came through it well, and that bodes very well for his future, and I'm very pleased for him.
In advance, we were all talking about 18 stone 8. Was that a good fighting weight? Was he overweight? But he had this immense physical presence, doesn't he, Marvin, irrespective of his weight?
Well, you know, for me, I see Lennox Lewis. Lennox Lewis looked a lot more fit, but even though he's a little bit more heavier. I mean, these two guys are real big guys. I mean, for me, they're the biggest that I've seen in a long time in the heavyweight division. But, you know, just getting in there with a guy who is a gold medalist. And I remember when I was here for the Alimenta fight, how the crowd just spooks you before you get the fight. I mean, you look at the introduction, the entrance that Harrison had. I mean, this guy looked like God coming through there. I mean, this big. I mean, wouldn't you be afraid?
It was a heck of an entrance to have if you fell on your face very shortly afterwards. He actually tripped up getting in the ring, which was a sort of not a very auspicious start. So everyone is now going to be saying, what next, Harry, what next?
It's going to be difficult, I think, to find the right opponents. Marvin, I think, said during the commentary that people are not going to want to fight him because of what they've seen now. Apart from that, you've got to gradually take him up in class, but find people that he can't get beaten by. I mean, he's got to go through at least 10 fights without getting beaten if he's going to get anywhere. Now, where are you going to find another 9 opponents who are going to take him up gradually?
You better pay me a lot of money.
More than $5,000.
More than $5,000, I tell you, I'm not getting.
But it is a problem, isn't it, to find reasonable opponents that the public will pay to come and watch.
But you need to, because you need to sharpen up your skills. So you need these fighters. I mean, even this guy here had 18 fights. You know, I mean, he lost 9. I mean, I think he lost more than he won, but still, I mean, this guy can be dangerous. You never know. I mean, he can just throw a lucky punch there, which he tried to do in the first round. I mean, just to get over the nerves, you know? Yeah. Then after that, he just froze like.
Well, we shall see. We will all reassemble for Audley Harrison round 2 at some point in the future. Thanks very much.
Well, you let me know the guy that you find.
You don't want to